Air signs, I hope you're all having a good day so far. If you hear a whole bunch of noise, it is rush hour traffic where I'm from, so you might hear stuff, okay, going on the road outside me. We are taking a look at your November 2022 forecast. What do you have coming up? I've got the 7th Sphere Lenormand from Labyrinthos over here, and I've got the White Newman Tarot from, let's see, who's it? Alba BG. Yes, beautiful tarot. We'll take a look at that after I do a 7-card spread for what the general theme is for your November 2022. Okay. So I'm not surprised, air signs, to see you associated with a creature of the air. You know, I just watched Smiling Friends for the first time the other day. I love how Smiling Friends portrays birds in that show. It's an absolute mood, but that absolutely pops into mind with screaming birds, right? Makes me laugh, for real. I just love Smiling Friends. And I'm also kind of picking that up with Geminis. This is about vocalizing what's going on. It's about a messy, dramatic situation. It lands on the house of the house, which is about what goes on behind closed doors. It's about family secrets, for instance. If you have a family, it's what you want to keep from the world, what you don't want your wider community to see. You might let in some people, but they are a select, chosen few. And I see some drama happening around some deception that somebody gave. This would be an individual who's very naive. Air signs, you need to take this as it resonates. This could be your energy, or this could be someone's energy around you. This is about someone, it's kind of a Peter Pan energy. It's like Page of Wands in reverse energy. It's Page energy in reverse. It's someone who struggles to grow up, to take responsibility for what they do. And I see you facing difficulties with the public because of what's been going on here. There's some social circles that have perhaps helped you you've buried some things about some stuff that you know about somebody. For instance, maybe you've been really, really careful about keeping your lies, if they are your lies. Okay, air signs, you might be high vibing, but whether they are an air sign's lies or somebody else's, I see them coming out here. It's like some coworkers have been passing around false rumors about you that are going to come to light, that are also going to expose how they really think of you. These are the kind of people who will smile in your face and will say horrible things about you behind your back, will lie about you behind your back. Your social circles might be very destructive. Now, this is an interesting kind of bookend. I was looking at the different types of bookends. I've covered these guys, but not this as much. This is about the worst kept secret. It's like there's a very, very thin barrier between you and these rumors that are circulating. And all it takes is like a small thing for things to kind of burst through this month. It's kind of interesting. It might be Scorpio season. I need to look at my astrology stuff. It might be Scorpio season, and that might be kind of what's transiting through your chart and is having a lot some kind of effect. Spirit, what else would you like me to talk about? Let's move on to the tarot. I'm not going to put this away, but I am going to put it up. I want to do a bit of a Celtic cross, and we can do some clarifications if anything like that comes up. But I want more information on what kind of month you're going to have, because this looks like a super interesting situation that you got out here, air signs. This is about coworkers. Not so much about families, which I think is interesting. Yep. I know you guys can see that. That's the Three of Cups in reverse. This is about the end of a social situation melting down, people stabbing each other in the back, lies being circulated around dramatic situations. It's in perfect alignment. Let's continue to get more. So the King of Cups is in reverse here, unfortunately. So this might be a place where you really have to struggle to keep your footing over your emotions. This might be a really difficult time to nourish your emotions. It's just going to be a whirlwind. You're not going to know how to nourish yourself and also deal with this situation. It's going to be it might be highly traumatic for a lot of people. This is probably a good time to reach out for therapy or life coaching to get through this short part of your career. So these are some secrets being revealed, kind of like what we saw here. That'll be the kind of setup, and then things kind of blow up, so to speak, emotionally. This is all about emotions, all this water energy. In the future, this is the Emperor upright. So the King of Cups may be in reverse because this is a learning moment, or this might be you ascending to the throne of you being not just completely in flow with your own emotions. They don't rule over you. You rule over them in a sense, but you care for them. You're a benevolent ruler. This month is going to be about teaching you to get there. And ultimately, if you walk the high path, the high road. I was just thinking about how this wasn't true air signs. Forgive the ADHD. How this might be lies that you circulated, for instance, air signs. These might also be lies that completely immature individuals in your workplace are circulating about you. You might be one of the most mature people there, okay? Might be. Take it as it resonates. But this is an opportunity for you to be in complete control of your own universe. And that's also about being in complete control of your own career. This Emperor is also interesting because he is using his hands to kill evil, basically. He is squeezing it to death, and it does cause some amount of pain. There is some amount of sacrifice when he defends what is good and pure, all that kind of good stuff. I hope you can see clearly. This is a neat tarot deck. I strongly recommend it. It's a wonderful reiteration of what the Rider-Waite-Smith did. There is some sacrifice that he's going to make here, but he's upright. He's being infinitely rewarded. He is in flow with the universe as the upright emperor. Definitely going to be exploring some new ways of thinking, I see. I'm also getting some of that naive energy, some of that innocent energy, if you will. It may be that you've not encountered people who are quite as poisonous as these people, for instance. These are deeply destructive people, and this is how you might feel kind of navigating this situation. Even though you pulled out the Emperor card, they might make you feel like you are a childish individual, when they, in fact, have been not on the up and up themselves. They've not been ethical or particularly moral themselves. I see that you didn't see this coming, and you don't really see your way forward. I do see you being divinely guided here to go through this situation. It is, I didn't see that it had been completely out of focus. Don't you love that? Won't you please focus? Okay, Earth signs. I don't know why my camera was having so much trouble focusing. Let's continue to take from the rod. Yeah, you're going to be... I see a lot of crying this month because this was unexpected. It's interesting to see how much into your sword and cup energy you are this month. It's like all sword and cup energy. This is going to move fast. It's going to flow quickly. For lots of you, this is a turning point in your life. There is help on the way. You need to accept the help. There's a cycle ending, and it's going to make you deeply unhappy. But even through this, I see you pushing through it. You are going to be upset this month. I'm sorry, air signs. It's going to feel like you did a bunch of work for nothing. It's going to feel like you're walking out of a workplace, ending a job, ending a career with nothing to show for it except for some lines on your resume. It's incredibly discouraging. I can see that. We might do a little, like, some words of hope for you this month, air signs, so you have something to get through. This is going to ask you to, like, your hope and your, like, you want to be much more guarded. You also want to feel good about offering your cup of love to someone new. This is about the universe saying, offer your cup of love to a workplace that will value you, to a situation that will value you. This situation has been rotting for a minute for a lot of you, and it might feel sudden, but you're supposed to leave this situation, even if it's painful. Be careful not to miss your calling when it comes to becoming the emperor. The universe is offering you a chance to level up, and while this will feel incredibly unsteady, with all this water energy, we have one earth energy card, and it's about pulling up work that didn't need to be done. It's like work in the wrong direction. This is a time to get your King of Cups in balance with your spirit guides, with your ancestors, with a therapist, with a counselor, that kind of thing, so that you can see this for what it is, as an opportunity to leave and say, this isn't the end, it's a transition time period, even if it feels really rough. I want a little bit of clarification on the Judgment card, if we could, please, Spirit. Air signs, I see you being so extremely guarded, not letting anyone in, being a bit sharp with your words. There may be a point where you use your emotions against other people. You use how strong your emotive language can be against other people. Air signs are probably one of the best signs in the zodiac to use some genuinely cutting words. They're quicker with their words. They put together harsh sentences much more thoroughly, if you will. Be cautious of this. Don't say anything that your spirit guides would be ashamed to hear you say, for instance. You need to take the high ground here. You must be the Emperor here, upright. And ideally, I'd love to see the Empress here upright as well. If we can have both of them upright together in one reading, that implies to me that there is a chance that you are fully balanced within yourself, but it's going to be a trial, okay? This is about there being a risk that you use the tools in front of you that are at your disposal, that are all within you, to plant seeds that are actually pretty destructive for you and your future air signs. This is interesting. Please don't start any new relationships right now. Not for everybody. For some air signs. Definitely not for everybody there. There will be some air signs who are required, in fact, to start new relationships because of this situation. There's going to be somebody who says, I can help, and who can take you out of the situation. And ideally, that's what Spirit wants. Empress may not have shown up in this reading that we have so far, because that person's coming in. Ideally, here you are. Okay? Please vibe high, even when it's painful, even when it doesn't make sense in the moment. Please, please, please vibe high. The universe will reward you richly. This situation was already meant to end. You are meant to leave it and heal and move into a new era. Do you remember that story about how Marie Antoinette crossed over from Austria into France, and she was required to remove all of her clothing and walk through that kind of tent area to kind of like walk over the border, if you will? I'm getting that vibe with air signs. I'm getting that a lot of you with this moment are going to have your clothes taken off, and you're going to be guided through this covered area, but you're not going to feel like you're very covered. You're going to feel very exposed. It's a kind of rite of passage for you, air signs. Spirit says that's enough. I hope that you guys have a good month. Please, at all costs, vibe high with the universe. You will be rewarded. Have a good month, okay, air signs?